into it. First up, here we are at Geneva, located along Lake Geneva. It's a beautiful international city right along the border with France. It is headquarters of many organizations, including the United Nations. You can see a large fountain in the middle of Lake Geneva. It is a modern city, as you can see, with many streetcars. They also have bullet trains that can take you to Paris in 2 to 3 hours. And it really is a modern city that has managed to keep its old world charm. While in Geneva, explore the old town and try some Swiss chocolate, or shop for some Swiss Army knives or Swiss watches, because that's very famous here in Geneva. Now here we are in the largest city in Switzerland. This here is Zurich. Now Zurich is where many of you will begin your Switzerland journey. It is one of the most expensive cities in all of the world, so I would say 2 to 3 days here maximum would be necessary. But for me, I really like the city for a short time, and then I go out and explore the beautiful majesty of Switzerland. Zurich is a global financial center and considered to be the banking capital of the world by many. I would suggest 1 to 2 days in Zurich. You don't really need much more than that, because from here you're going to go out and explore the Alps. The average hotel price in Zurich is around $300 to $500. You can maybe find something a bit cheaper in off season, but it is quite expensive. But what do you guys say we explore around some more of the Alps and Switzerland now that we've shown you the two big cities? Here we are at Mount Pilatus. This is nearby Lucerne, and you do take a cable car to get up here. It is quite the views once you're here. Next up is Rhine Falls. Now, Rhine Falls is one of the most majestic waterfalls in the world. As you can see, it rushes millions of gallons of water every single day. It is a day trip north of Zurich, and expect to spend 2 to 3 hours walking around the falls. Next up, here we are at St. Moritz. Now, this is known as a luxury alpine resort and considered the birthplace of alpine winter tourism. So you can thank St. Moritz for all of that cold winter tourism that you do. It is known as a ski resort village, but the best time to visit is going to be from July to October, and you're going to see lots of alpine flowers up here. Now we're headed down to the lower elevations. This here is Interlaken. Now Interlaken is known as being the base camp for adventure sports such as skydiving, bungee. They got hang gliding. You'll see those people who like to do jumpsuits where they jump off the cliffs. They do that here. Also, you have plenty of different scenery, beautiful lakes, Lake Thun, Lake Breens. It's in the Swiss Alps here. You also have winter activities for those of you who plan to visit the winter resorts in the area. Ice skating, sledging, cross-country skiing, snowboarding, all of that is a great base camp here in Interlaken. And in the summertime or the spring and fall months, you can also do hiking in the Jungfrau region. There's over 450 hikes in this area. This here is the Jungfrau Sphinx Observatory. You can go all the way up here. You can see it's quite spectacular, and in the winter it is actually covered in snow, making it quite the engineering marvel. How the Swiss build things is quite interesting, and they are great engineers, that's for sure. Some of you may recognize this structure from the James Bond movie in 1969. Now here we are at Lauterbrunnen. Now, Lauterbrunnen is known for its waterfall that cascades down into the valley. The village is quite nice year-round. Depending on when you're here, you're going to get different types of experiences. But from here, you can also go up to Mürren in a car-free village, which is really nice. You can take the cable car to get up there, or you can actually go up to Wengen. You take the tram, which takes you up the mountain. It's quite the views going up and down that hill. So either way, it is definitely worth it to come out here to Lauterbrunnen. Now's one of the best times to talk about the Swiss Travel Pass. This is a great way to see many destinations all across Switzerland. So if you plan to come up here to Lauterbrunnen or any of these destinations and you plan to really get around, you're going to take the train more than likely quite a bit. And the Swiss Travel Pass really is the best value. It includes bus, boat, and train. So that's great. And coming up here to a village on a train like Lauterbrunnen and checking out Wengen and Mürren, definitely something you do want to do when you come here. I come out to Switzerland and make a point to come out to Lauterbrunnen on the train. You can easily do a day trip from Interlaken or Thun and come out here to Lauterbrunnen and then visit Grindelwald. Now, Grindelwald's another alpine high glacier up in the Alps village. really spectacular. Just walking around these places is special, especially in June, July, and August. I really like coming out here in around late June. That's probably when you're going to get the best colors, the greenest grass, without the cold, frigid temperatures. Unless you like that, then come on out here. But these are very high altitude destinations, very beautiful villages. You can come out here in the winter also and enjoy the alpine skiing and sitting by a fireplace with a cup of cocoa or coffee, whatever you guys prefer. And I really love it out here. I always dream of coming back here again and again just because of the charm and the quaintness of being up here. It's really majestic. I mean, it's hard to put it into words how special a place like this. I don't think there's anything else like Grindelwald or Lauterbrunnen on Earth. I would say maybe Yosemite or maybe Banff, but really this is in a league of its own. Another small city that you may consider visiting and probably should visit is Lucerne. This is a very beautiful city located right along the banks of Lake Lucerne. They've got this awesome lion carved into the rocks that you can visit. It's a really small city atmosphere. It's kind of in between a city and a town. You could still relax without feeling like you're in the hustle and bustle, but you can also go into the city core and feel like you're in a city. So I really enjoy this environment. You can still find nature here. And there's this 15th century pedestrian bridge that crosses the Reuss River here, and it's next to the dam area. So really a nice place to walk around. You can see very colorful, just a whole lot to do in Lucerne. Again, a place you go for relaxation, for base camping. Although it's not my favorite to base camp from, it's more of a town that I spend 1 to 2 days exploring and really just kind of enjoying the charm of the city. It's also very famous to feed the geese or gooses around here when you're at the lake. That's something that people like to do in the afternoon or in the morning. And by the way, if you guys are enjoying this video so far as we continue to show you around, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also letting us know your favorite place in Switzerland to visit. But let's keep cruising around Switzerland as we explore Zermatt, which is way high up in the mountains here. This is considered the base camp for the Matterhorn. For those of you who plan to go up there, this is an Alpine ski lodge, resort, luxury village area. A great place to walk around. They do festivals for music and food and other different times of year. They have these festivals. So Zermatt, it is a bit out of the way. It's closer to Italy than it is to anything else. So coming out here by train, that's the best way to get out here. You may be able to take a car, but I always take the train to come out to Zermatt. Now you could do a day trip up here from Interlaken, but I would suggest coming up here and actually staying the night for 1 or 2 nights and then heading back down. But if you plan to do some alpine skiing, obviously you're going to want to stay as long as necessary. It just depends on what your needs are when you come out to Zermatt. If it is your first time and you're not big in skiing, then I would just suggest 1 or 2 nights, which is good enough for me. And then I end up taking the train that takes me up to the beautiful Matterhorn, where they have lots of alpine skiing going on. I mean, the people who ski up there are quite impressive. I haven't done it, but for those of you who like skiing, this is probably the best you'll find in the world. Although you don't have to go all the way up here to do skiing. You can come up here to actually check out the observation deck, or even walk and hike out to the Matterhorn, which is one of the most famous mountains in the world. As you can see, it's got this pyramid type peak. They've even got a ride at Disneyland called the Matterhorn. So this is quite a famous mountain way up here in the Alps, closer to Italy, like I said before. By the way, if you wanted to do this exact itinerary and try and do as many things on this list, I would recommend at least 10 days, anywhere from 10 to 14 days to knock out as much of this list as possible. Now here we are at Bern, which is actually the capital of Switzerland. The city center here sits up on top of this hill, and it kind of forms a horseshoe with the river around it. And it's really cool. You walk this main street right here, you'll see a clock tower, many different shops, lots of Swiss chocolate, Swiss knives, Swiss watches. The Bern Old Town is quite nice. I would suggest 1 or 2 nights. I think 1 night here is enough. You could also just do a day trip here. It's a small town to walk around. You could easily do it in about 3 to 4 hours. It's in between Zurich and Geneva on the train. It's a really walkable city, but you can also ride the streetcars if you need to get somewhere a little bit quicker or you're feeling a bit tired. Lots of walking in Switzerland, especially in the summer months. Sometimes in this winter, though, it can get very cold, and it's not so pleasant to be outside, although if you're dressed for the occasion, you'll be all right. And no matter what time of year you plan to visit Switzerland, do pack warm clothing, jackets, sweaters, pants, even in the summertime, because at night it can get cold, or even if you go up into the Alps at higher elevations, you will notice it can rain and be very cold at that moment. So don't expect to just come out here with summer clothing in the summertime and be okay. As you can see, lots of snow around here. You don't want to miss these awesome observation decks, do you? And a unique town with lots of museums. This here is Basel, home to 40 museums. This is for cultural connoisseurs, people who are looking for more of that cultural experience in Switzerland. And it's right along the Rhine River, and it's the third most populous city after Zurich and Geneva. So is it worth it to visit? Well, that would depend on if you're going to go north, because it's in the north towards Germany and France. Now, if you're looking for some of the more affordable places to go in